Hi. We're just gonna wait for people to come and then begin this speak out session for today. It says we are telling your followers that you've started a live video. So, hello everyone on the Yvonne India page. My name is Jassi, and I do the evening show for Big FM here in Delhi. And the reason I'm here on Yvonne India's page is very, very special, very, very important, very, very essential. So basically, while the entire world is in this lockdown, there is another problem that has increased, another challenge जो इतना बढ़ गया है कि उसके बारे में बात कम हो रही है, and that is the problem of domestic violence. So of course domestic violence exists and it happens लॉकडाउन और नो लॉकडाउन. लेकिन जब लॉकडाउन नहीं होता है तो लोगों को एक आउटलेट मिल जाता है. आप घर के बाहर जाते हैं, आपको एक स्पेस मिलती है टू बी ऑन योर ओन, टू बी अवे फ्रॉम द पर्सन. हो सकता है आपका जो होम सेटअप हो, होम स्पेस हो, वो सेफ नहीं हो. So you get that opportunity, or maybe the person who's oppressing goes out of the house. But in this lockdown we've seen that the cases of women facing domestic violence has increased manifold, not just in India but actually across the globe. World Health Organization की stats कहते हैं that 1 in every 3rd woman faces domestic violence. So that's why we are here, but I'm not going to be alone. This is a session that we'll have with Roshni Bhatia. I think she's here, so I'm going to add her and then begin this speak out session. Yep. Hi.
Hi.
Hi Roshni, how are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
Very well, very well. Thank you for joining this very, very important session.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me on such an important talk. And I hope I'm able to contribute. Let me just adjust my camera according to. Yeah, it's always a tricky thing when it's two people on the live. So you have to adjust.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So, quickly, everybody knows, I mean, if you're here, you know Roshni, but still, Roshni is one of the best lifestyle beauty bloggers,
Thank
not
you
just in
so
our
much.
country, but across the globe. Many,
Thank
many
you so
people, I
much.
think, look up to you, Roshni. And in fact,
I'm
in
glad
fact, your journey, I feel, makes you absolutely the perfect person to be discussing what we are discussing today. Yeah.
Well, we all have a journey, and as women or even as men, we have had our encounters with violence, whether it's domestic violence or whether it's violence that we see outside, or whether it's mental violence or whether it's physical violence. So I guess each one of us has a story to tell, and if mine can inspire or contribute to someone else's life, then I'm more than happy.
Yeah. So this whole campaign is called Isolated Not Alone, because while we are in isolation and many of us have a safe space, there are people out there jinke liye home is not a safe space. And we have quite a number of questions that we also received when we posted about this speak out session that we'll be discussing today. So the very first question is that domestic violence does not discriminate. While growing up कई बार लगता था कि किसी के साथ होता होगा, maybe only a certain section faces it, but it can happen to anyone and everyone. So what do you have to say about this, that it exists, it exists, happens around us?
Absolutely. And like I said, it doesn't necessarily have to be physical violence. It can be mental violence. It can be emotional abuse, which is often treated as nothing because you don't see marks. But those mental scars, that mental trauma, and I'm not saying it's worse, but it's equally bad as being physically treated badly. And when you say does not discriminate, I'd also like to add that it's just not that women face this. A lot of men also face domestic abuse at the hands of their spouses. So it's actually non-discriminatory in terms of gender also. I think it comes from the sense of entitlement. It comes from the sense of feeling that you're better, or probably you're entitled, or you're in a position to, to to treat your partner like that because you deserve better. And if you don't get what you want, so you can do anything you want to, and you can treat your partner however you want to. So, like I said, it is actually non-discriminatory. It happens a lot. It doesn't have to be only physical. Mental violence, emotional abuse is equally bad. It kills you. It makes you hollow from inside, and it is something that we need to talk, and we need to be more and more open and aware about it. And it does
In
happen.
fact, yeah,
Yeah.
in fact, Roshni, that's one of the reasons we are talking about this because
Yeah.
even though it's happening everywhere, we don't
Yeah.
talk about it enough still.
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes we do, and
We need to
especially,
tell more and more women to come out, and that's probably why, initially when my story came out, I wasn't very okay because I didn't want to be known for something that happened with me, say, 10 years back. But then I realized, no, if someone can get strength and if someone can be inspired, and maybe if out of 100, one person comes and addresses this issue with her parents or with his friends, then why not? It's okay to be in a relationship which is abusive and then not be okay with it. So you don't have to feel like an alien, and you don't have to feel like that shame, that stigma, that taboo of being judged. That has to completely go. It is as normal as speaking about your health. I mean, do you feel shameful when you go to the doctor and you say that I have a headache or I have a tummy ache? No, right? So one has to make this as a part of healthy living. That if you're not okay with your partner, you have got to talk about it, whether it's with your parents or friends or online, or if you want to be, if you don't want to be known. I mean, if you don't want to show your face and if you want to be anonymous, do that. But because there's nothing
true.
wrong in reporting it. Absolutely nothing wrong in reporting it.
True, true. Also, a lot of beauty bloggers have lately, really stood up and they take stand, when we talk of domestic violence. And first question is, do you think enough is being done? Is there enough help? Is there enough talk around this, And second, of course, is the role of social influencers in spreading awareness, like you having a chat, here, about this is going to enable many people, maybe broaden their understanding, maybe expand their, mind and see the other side.
So are you asking me if I repeat that you think that enough is being done? If you ask me, I don't think so. I mean, we've generally started speaking about it more now because, of course, the cases have erupted more because of the lockdown and because of, people sort of being forced to live together. But I think we can do more. We can definitely, and I'm sure that the more we talk about it and the more we explore, the more stories are going to come out. So the many more people are going to be comfortable in talking about it. So I think we can do more, and I'm not saying that we aren't doing enough, but uh, I still feel that there's a lot of stigma attached to it. And as far as being a beauty influencer or an influencer influencing other people in this aspect is concerned, then I want to say that, you know, anyone can influence anyone only to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can talk about my story, I can persuade you to talk about yours, I can inspire you. But at the end of the day, it's you who really have to, take that decision. So whether it's with my any other content, whether it's if I'm talking about a beauty product, or whether I'm talking about a social, cause such as domestic violence, I can only I can only, I have gone ahead and given my life example to make you comfortable that, see this happen with me also. But then if still you feel that you want to be in the confines, then I think more work needs to be done. But as an influencer, I always say that we can only do as much as we can. And we can really hope that message gets across in the right light.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's you have to really take that step, and you really have to draw the line, and you really have to decide what is enough, what will you take, what will you not take, whether it's physical or emotional. So I always say, in all my lives, I've always said that um, it's you who decide. You draw that line between. So I always give my life example that, I was not subjected to physical violence, but I was subjected to emotional abuse and mental abuse. And I wasn't okay with it. And that's why I spoke about it. Until today, I say. So I took that step, and no matter how difficult situations were after that, and I'm not saying it's going to be easy, maybe it's really tough, maybe no one supports you, maybe no one believes you, or whatever, however you're placed, but you have to decide it for yourself, and you have to really do everything about it. People will help you, people can only contribute as much, but it's you really doing all the work.
Yeah, but I definitely think that they do draw strength from women like you. When
Yeah, so that's why I said
that's,
we need more and more people talking about it. And I'm
yeah,
sure there's so many stories which a lot of influential people have, but they don't, say it again because a lot of stigma. So I think human beings really get influenced, and it's a way of comforting someone. That if I want to make you comfortable, I'm first going to I'm going to come clean in front of you, and
yeah,
I'm going to share something with you which is not very cliche, which is personal, and that's how you sort of make people comfortable. So it is, yes, definitely it is our duty as well, and a lot more can be done, but also it depends on the consumer consuming the data and really thinking what to be done with it.
yeah, true. Also, children who witness domestic violence at home,
Yes.
they also, there are chances that they may develop emotional and behavioral. They may have, impact. It may have implication on their own emotional health. So, as parents, how careful does one need to be? Sometimes it's even a small fight in front of them,
Very
and
careful. You have to be really, really careful. You can't means can't do this to your child. It is not acceptable. See, I'm a very liberal person. Nah? I like to believe that I'm not somebody who's very strict with the rules, or I don't like to live by the book, or do things which one must do or one must not do. But this is one thing which is a big no for me, and uh, there is no subjectivity to it. Now, I'm not subjective. In different cases, maybe it could be different. No means no. There is no excuse to your child witnessing something which should only happen between two adults in their room. There is no excuse. Like
yeah,
how there's no excuse for murder. I don't know, but this is, for me, this is as bad as killing your child's confidence, his ego, his self-esteem, because there's nothing worse than a child witnessing his parents. I mean, you don't really realize the kind of trauma that a child can go through, and it's going to stay with him or her for the rest of his life. So your one brawl, or your one heated argument, or your one act of violence can leave a mark on someone's brain forever. You know,
yes,
you may get away with it and be like, oh, okay, fine, yeah, you're fine. But that child, he doesn't understand. So this is something which is a complete no. It's not acceptable. There should be laws against it. And I'm sure there are, but I hope that enough children come and speak about it. However it is, there should be more probe into the kind of, and I'm not saying that parents do this janbuj ke, but sometimes you don't realize, sometimes
yeah,
you're just arguing because in our Indian society बहुत सारी चीजों को हम नजरअंदाज करते हैं बिकॉज चलता है. इतना तो होता है ना, मम्मी पापा तो लड़ते ही है ना, बिकॉज पापा तो चिल्लाते ही है ना मामा पे. But you're not realizing that the
yeah,
kind of imprint you're leaving on your child's mind, whether it's in terms of entitlement, maybe he feels and grows up and thinks कि मैं भी अपने पार्टनर के ऊपर ऐसे चिल्ला सकता हूँ, and it's okay because मेरे पापा करते थे, or
yes,
so many things they can interpret. So this is something which should absolutely not be done. Children can get traumatized for life, physically, mentally, however you're treating your partner, especially in front of a child. It has to. You don't learn by words, you learn by an example. You only watch. That's it. Stop. If at all
yeah, yeah. Also, the family,
especially with kids.
Roshni. lost
You're cracking up. Yeah.
family and
Your voice is cracking.
supporting. So totally, you
You're
know,
cracking. I can't hear
parents.
you.
Hello, I will back.
You're cracking up.
Can you hear me?
I can, but your image is sort of frozen.
Hello, is it better now? I think I can.
Not really. Should I move? Can you hear me?
I can. I will just check. Okay, I believe that you can hear me now.
I
Is it
can hear
fine?
you, but your image is not very clear. But as long as I can hear you, maybe. And if others can hear you.
Okay. So, of course, you very rightly said that it is the parents have to be extra cautious, and that is the only
This
way.
is zero tolerance, no tolerance
Zero
at all.
tolerance, absolutely. But
Yes.
say, for example, sometimes they do witness, these arguments, and children do, sometimes uh, do see their parents fighting. What role does the extended family or friends play? Sometimes the child is not able to really communicate, not able to, express what's happening, what they saw, what they heard.
Uh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so a big role. Anybody in that situation, I think, especially an extended family, like if you're living with your grandparents, uh, like I'll again give you an example from my life. When I would witness something like that with my parents, I would speak to my grandparents, and they were a blessing for me. And that's probably the reason why I was able to firstly understand what's happening, because a child cannot interpret this. We don't know how to do the math. We just know that something bad is happening, and we've got to just, we a lot of, एक बच्चा बहुत what should I say? I used to freeze, like I used to not know that, what is this. So yeah, it's a big role that your grandparents or your extended family can play, or anybody that the child can speak to, whether it's a counselor, whether it's a teacher. But it's really important to really for the child to express whatever is going in that child's brain, because he should not take he should not misunderstand the situation, and that fact should not remain in his mind. That will be like poisonous. So it's very
Yeah.
important for that child to sort of talk about it. And I always say that, again, school counselors, or I don't know, friends your age will not be able to give you the right guidance, but I feel it's really important to have counselors in school, constant checkups with kids. If something's bothering them, there should be ways of sort of knowing what's going on in their head. Are they good family wise? Because, a child can cook up a lot many stories in their brains.
Yeah.
So, yeah, extended family can play a big role, and so can a child counselor.
True, true. Also, survivors of domestic abuse and violence, they often use their ordeal to embrace their own inner strength. And most of the times, if they have the right kind of, I also feel, support system, they do, you know, really start believing in themselves, sometimes, post this struggle. So, how is this inner beauty, and this inner strength one is able to really sometimes discover, because a lot of times during abuse and violence the first thing that goes out is one's own self belief and self esteem, so how does this difficult situation in a domestic setup, and when one sometimes walks out of it, one is also able to discover one's own real inner beauty.
I think that's true for any trauma. Once you've had a trauma, or once you've had an accident, you always, like they say, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So whatever that you overcome, it sort of gives you a sense of this thing that I can do it, and of course that confidence that shows. And again, I can cite example from my life only that I wouldn't have been half the person I am today if it wasn't for whatever I've gone through. So whatever your pain makes you stronger, you know.
Yeah.
So if you've survived something like this by God's grace, then I'm sure God is going to give you enough confidence to face things in future. And yeah, belief in oneself is really important. And I think, this is something that I always say, that you've got to believe that you can do it. And once you do it, there's another level of confidence that you have, which I think, which is unmissable in a woman.
Yeah. And also this whole aspect of this inner beauty, I feel
Hmm.
it's so important.
It's
And
really
especially,
important.
yeah. And I would really like you to share something about it, because especially coming from a beauty blogger, I think it'll really rest within. Sometimes we try to focus so much on the outside, while the inner needs that, repair work still, so we are trying to fix it
There
on the
cannot
outside.
be, yeah, there cannot be an exterior without an interior.
Yeah.
Uh, and that's, and if it is, then it's very unhealthy, I feel. And in fact, the other day also I was having a chat with someone, and we were talking about how people are, how people build their exterior so beautifully while inside they're so hollow. Whether it's a relationship, they really come up and show that, in the world, that yeah, everything is fine for whatever reason, for, for the fear of being judged, or for the fear of, a lot of times women and men go through a lot of things because they feel they don't want to, they don't want their child to know, or they don't want their parents to know. A lot of women take bullshit because they feel their parents will, they'll be devastated. And I've met a lot of such women, and they would just literally take anything. And you know what happens sometimes when they're two sisters, and if one sister has already undergone a divorce, then the other sister has no right in the world to complain, because she feels that, my parents will die if I also tell them that. So whatever. So I've heard so many stories, but I always feel that that exterior is not going to help. No matter how bad the reality may sound, or no matter how bitter, or no matter how unpleasant it may sound, you have got to face it. So it's your inner strength which is really going to give you an outer strength, and that's only possible if you're true to yourself. Uh,
True.
so whether it's in terms of beauty, or whether it's in terms of the confidence, whether it's in terms of the relationship that you have, it always starts from inside. The door
True.
to happiness opens inside, so the door to beauty also opens inside.
True, true. Some suggestions you'd like to give to the viewers who are recovering from an unhealthy relationship, and what will help them boost their own self-esteem and really come back on track and take control of their own life?
Stand up for yourself, man. Nobody else will do it for you. And yeah, just remember that you're enough. There's no reason for you to be taking whatever you were taking. And I mean, if this was taught to us in school, probably we would have taken it more seriously. Sadly, it's not taught to us that we don't have to take bullshit. Everything else is taught, but this is not taught. But here I am telling you that saying no to bullshit, saying no to violence, saying no to any kind of violence is your right. You need to demand it. And if you don't get it, then you need to work towards getting it. And once you get it, and whatever mess has happened because of that, it's not on you. It's not a reflection on you. So relax. You've done good to yourself. Done good to your children, if you have, or the partner that you're about to meet, because you've cleansed that toxic relationship out of your life. So it's only going to be upwards from here. There's no need to worry. And you owe this to yourself. And yeah, life's going to be good. Just believe in yourself. That's it. I always say.
True. Often we use a lot of makeup products to cover up some of our scars, a lot of our scars.
Hmm.
So, what do you suggest? Should we actually, this is a very, moment
Hmm.
by moment. I don't know how to, even put this question I think it's very moment by moment thing. But the idea is that this whole idea of owning up one's own scars, you know, At the same time, one wants to put makeup, one wants to look
Hmm.
good, one wants sometimes the scars not to be seen. But on the other hand, your scars are also who you are. So I think sometimes that conflict really
Yeah, there's
happens.
no. I think life is full of conflicts, man. I mean, I think अगर conflict नहीं होएगा तो हम bore हो जाएंगे. That life will be only one dimensional. So
True.
fight your conflicts. Do what you feel. Just that. If you feel you want to hide your scars and it gives you peace of mind, do it. If you think you can flaunt them, do it. But don't do it because you must. Don't do it because somebody else out of some pressure of being judged. No, it also a lot of things we do, and where we are coming from really matters more than what we are doing. If you're hiding your scars because you're scared that again my mummy will see my husband gave me a whack and I have a scar on my face and I want to hide it because I don't want anybody to see it, is not the right way to go about it, I feel.
Yeah.
But again, it depends on different people. It depends on it's a very, this is something which is very subjective, but I would say that don't do things out of pressure, don't do things because you must, because of fear. If you want to own your scars, own it. I have so many scars. I have pregnancy marks, I have stretch marks. Yeah, sometimes I'm okay, sometimes I feel like hiding them. So, but it has nothing to do with anybody commenting on me, because I know that I'm confident enough to be myself. So no
Yeah.
hate is going to drive me to any kind of insanity of thinking about, oh my God, I'm looking this way. So that peace within yourself has to come from
Yeah.
yourself. And I think once you come out of a traumatic relationship, all these things, you feel like they don't really matter. You've won your battle. So whether there's scars or there are no scars, we'll see how
True.
we feel that day. If I want to wear a red lipstick or if I want to go barefaced, it's my choice. If I want to do it, I'll do it. If I don't want to do it, I won't. I always do
True.
it. Yeah.
True. Any thoughts you would want our survivors to be left with? Something that will really uh, inspire them to go back and, to their life and live it, without any fear. Like a message you'd like to give.
Take each day as a new day. Okay. Uh, do not live with the burden of what has happened in the past. That is ridiculous. Okay. You may learn your lessons, but don't think, they say in spirituality that if you're living with the past, it's like a dead body over you. You feel very heavy every day walking.
Yeah.
Literally, it's a dead body. It is not breathing, it's happened, it's gone. So don't let the trauma of your past ruin the beauty of your present. I know it's easier said than done, but the simplest way is every day I wake up, I don't wake up with any agenda. I don't wake up with, any thoughts from my past. It's like a new day for me. So I just want to live it to the maximum. I don't want to meet a person judging that person based on what he did that day. You know what I'm
True.
saying? If
True.
you're going to have those barriers, then you will never be able to really, what they say, move on. You know,
Yeah.
when I went through a trauma, and soon after I found someone very special in my life who is now my husband. I never met him thinking all men are like that. Na?
Yeah.
Men are bullshit or this. No, that's not how it. Stop treating people based on your experience with someone, and that only comes if you just let your past be. What has happened. It has made you the person who you are. Be thankful for it. Whatever little experience you have now is because that happened. Na? So be
Absolutely.
thankful, be positive. And
Yeah.
today you are in a position to give yarn to somebody else because something happened with you. So this is called
True.
experience, right?
True.
So don't let that affect you. Learn from it, enjoy it, and take each day as it comes, and evaluate situations and people as per your understanding of them and not your bias with them based on your past. I feel. Whether it's your husband or your future mother-in-law, or that stereotype नहीं होना चाहिए किसी भी चीज में,
Yeah.
you know? So yeah, don't be a victim to
I
that,
totally agree.
isn't
Like we
it?
can't watch the world with that
Yeah,
lens.
with that lens, because No two people are alike, yeah. No two women are alike. No two men are alike. I have I have a beautiful relationship with my husband. He's an amazing human being, and I hope that I'm raising an amazing boy in my life, who is my son. So how can I say that all men are bad? It's stupid. It's ridiculous,
Yeah.
right? But at the same time, I have had an experience and I've learned from it, and that's what's made me who I am. So yeah, take each day
Thank
as
you,
it
Roshni.
comes. That's it.
I think it was an absolutely wonderful chat, and I'm hoping that it's going to help many, many people,
Yeah. I
find
just
that
want to say
confidence
to,
in this.
yeah, I just want to tell all the ladies out there, don't seek your validation from anyone else.
Yeah.
Nobody is going to tell you कि अच्छा इतना ले सकते हो bullshit इतना नहीं लेना इतना तक ठीक है but ये नहीं no you will this is something that I want to leave this conversation on this thought you will decide what you will take what you will not take whether it's this much or that much. And I'm not saying break your relationship at the word go. No, by all means, build something. It takes time to build a relationship. But
Yeah.
if you feel that whatever you're doing is not being valued, and in return you're getting only bullshit, don't do that, man. Like just cut it out of your life. Do everything from that time moment onwards to make sure because you don't deserve it. You know, it's one life.
True.
You've got to live happily. You've got to enrich yourself. And what will you give your child? You can't serve from an empty vessel. If you yourself are so empty, how will you raise a healthy child? So do it for your sake, do it for your child's sake, and don't let anyone tell you that you can or you can't. You can do anything. If you want to go bungee jumping tomorrow, go bungee jumping tomorrow. Don't ask for anyone and do everything to be that independent person, whether it's financially or mentally. You know, ये पूछना बंद कर दो कि मम्मी मैं क्या करूँ, फ्रेंड से पूछ लेती हूँ क्या करूँ, उसके साथ डेट पे जाऊँ या नहीं जाऊँ. Stop it. Just use your discretion. Yeah, and then fail, and then only when you fail, then you learn. And please learn.
Absolutely. Totally agree with you on everything that you've said, Roshni. But just at the end, I'd like to ask you about this whole campaign that Yvonne and Yvonne Foundation for Women has started, which is hashtag isolated, not alone. I think the idea is to offer support to ensure that we are there for people who are facing some kind of trauma or who are facing this abuse and violence, especially while we are all closed inside. And of course, Yvonne is also through this campaign urging governments to increase their expenditure and create more resources where, maybe survivors can get better help, when they reach out. So, what do you think of the campaign?
I think it's wonderful. I think we need to have more such campaigns for sure. And I'm all anything you want from me, I'm happy to contribute. I'm happy to support. I'm happy to talk about it because when such campaigns happen, people gather all the more courage and confidence to sort of speak about it. And I think it's a great thing, especially now. Like I said, in lockdown situations, God knows what they're going through. So amazing campaign and amazing initiative by Avon to really focus on inner beauty. Of course, outer beauty is important, but like I said, it only comes from inner beauty. And inner
Yeah.
beauty comes from inner confidence. And when you're constantly being abused by someone, you lose your confidence, man. It breaks you. It leaves you anxious. Your self-esteem goes for a toss. So the more people talk about it, the more people will be able to realize that what they're speaking is crazy, and they need not be going through this crap, and they got to do something about it. So yeah, it's a wonderful initiative, and all my wishes to Avon. And like I said, I'm always available for any kind of support in this matter. The more women we reach, I think the more success we're going to have.
How wonderful. Thank you so much, Roshni. Absolutely
Thank you
lovely
for
talking
having
to
me.
you.
Thank you.
Please take
Have a
utmost
great day.
care of your health. Thank you. Thank you.
You too. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you. Bye. Bye. So thank you very much for joining. We will have another session, speak out session tomorrow from Yvonne's side. So goodbye for now, and please make sure you continue to talk to everyone around you and continue to support, help women, children, men who are facing any such challenges at the moment. I think this is the most important thing we can do right now. To be there for each other, to communicate, to have dialogue is most crucial. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye.